down on pit road. We've already got one car on pit road before we even go to green, and it is the 78 for Keith Rocco. Apparently a problem with a tire on the race car, but now he pulls away, but it's going to cost him. He'll have to come from the back of the pack in this one. There is your leader. Look at the Diamond Vision screen before we go to green. Wade Madison drove Focus Ford Midgets. Before, another driver from Go-Karts coming up through the ranks in quarter midgets. Let's see what's going to happen. Richie Pillai Jr. on the outside of the front row. We're green and racing as our Grand Marshal. Mike Cullen gives them the green off turn 4.
And the rookie front row holding its own as it's Wade Madison out in front of Hardy. Very bold in the opening lap.
Willie Hardy used this car during Sizzler weekend. It's the brand new car. He said, I liked Old Faithful the best, but now I have no options. The only thing I saved out of the other car was the seat. And now he is the man that sets in the seat for position number 1.
He's flying by the seat of his pants in the top spot. The battle consists of Lloyd Agor trying to chase down the 6 of Madison. Trouble for Hilgore in the 23. He is limping off the track.
And the story is the same for Zach Sylvester with car number 51. Lloyd Agor moves down underneath the rookie Madison to take over second. Then it is Richie Pillai in the 4th spot, and there's the Bulldog, nipping at the heels of Pillai, and with him is TC Ted Christopher. Off the turn, Brainerd goes high, wide, and handsome as they come back to the line.
And that allows Brad Hightower to move up in car number 9. So the Silver Fox is on a mission as he will be able to blurt his way under Brainerd. Also in trouble is Pillai, and Hightower got by both of them.
He sure did, and with him came Brainerd. A little further back is Bo Gunning and Woody Pitcat in a hot battle there, side by side and wheel to wheel. Todd Owen has not made his presence felt yet. He is in the 9th spot, but the leader is still Hardy, and Hardy is in a zone all by himself.
Christopher underneath Eric Burt in a battle for 4th. The 13 fireballing his way underneath the Bulldog.
Eric Byrne says the only way to race with Ted Christopher is not let him psych you out. As Christopher moves on by, he gets the psych, and it is Keith Rocco who's off the pace. Car number 78 is way off the pace and is going down a lap as the field comes back to the line.
So the problems to Rocco more severe than we had originally thought. It's been easy street so far for Willie Hardy Jr. Madison's spot on 4th is in jeopardy. Here comes the Bulldog, and he is growling.
It is the Eric Byrne machine to pick over position number 4. Another guy turning in a good run is Brad Hightower, the Silver Fox. He moves down underneath Madison. Bo Gunning is all over the back bumper of Woody Pitcat. Pitcat dives to the inside of Owen. That's a good battle, and that is currently the battle for the 8th, 9th, and 10th position here.
I think Pitcat is still psyched up from his late model run as he just blows by the 90 of Owen on the bottom. So Pitcat is a man on a crusade.
He sure is. He picks up yet another position when they cross the line. He's up to the 8th position now. Meanwhile, Lloyd Agor and Ted Christopher, like days of old, wheel to wheel and side by side. They come back into turn number 1, as now it is Christopher who muscles his way to the bottom and now takes over position number 2.
He does it by nostrils. Now asserts himself even more as they go into turn number 3. So Ted Christopher, our point leader, but he does not have a win yet in this year, and we're almost in the middle of June. Christopher moves into 2nd.
Christopher setting in the runner-up spot, as now Eric Byrne still battling with Lloyd Agor. Now look at a little further back, Woody Pitcat all over Kurt Brainerd. Jeff Malave now coming to contend. He just won around Todd Owen, and now he follows Bo Gunning among the top 10 cars.
So Owen struggles. He has dropped back, currently running 10th. And now Eric Byrne trying to showcase his talents against Lloyd Agor. That's a battle for 3rd and 4th. And also moving in is Hightower. The Silver Fox is on the hunt.
He sure is. And meanwhile, Woody Pitcat on that circuit moved into the 6th spot. So Pitcat is up to 6th. Leader is still Willie Hardy, not about to relinquish anything on the racetrack. Brian Burke is brand new sponsor of ConnecticutHomes.com. is on board tonight, and he'd like nothing but a victory to celebrate that success.
But I'm watching the lap time, Ben, and Ted Christopher is faster than Hardy by about 1/10 of a second.
And that is a lot of time, so he is closing up the gap. The Silver Fox is also, we've got a yellow. I believe it was a car spinning.
John Cleary in car number 30.
And the 81 car, I believe, also spun, and that, of course, was Kerry Malone.
Well, Kerry Malone has had such a great start to his 2007 season at Stafford. Doesn't have a win yet, Ben, but he's come awful close on a couple of occasions.
Tony Sutton has been down where the action is on pit road, with a lot of the front-running teams having their share of problems tonight. Zach Sylvester's car behind the wall. The 91 of Frank Rocco, last week's winner, is on pit road. And now Kerry Malone's car is on pit road. Tony, do you have any information?
No, we're working our way down there right now to try to find out exactly what's going on. We were at Todd Owen's pit as they were waiting for him. We'll move down and see if we can get some additional information for you.
Todd Owen ran so strong in his qualifying round. His car sets down on pit road, and it looks like they're checking the air pressure in the right rear tire on the Owens machine. And you can see Owen is frustrated in the car. Let's go to Tony down at pit road.
Well, they're going in and they're checking the rear suspension as Todd Owen is banging on the steering wheel. They're trying to make an adjustment to the rear, to the shock absorber on the number 90 car. As the crew throws the tools back over the wall, they're trying to get the cover on the rear section of the car back on, which has safety pins in it, and it takes a couple of seconds to get them in. Owen pulls away as one of the pins did not go into the panel that covered it, and Owen very, very frustrated sitting on pit road.
He's got to be frustrated because he just lost over half a lap, because the leaders have gotten the green and Todd Owen was stuck at the end of pit road. So down the back straightaway, it is still Willie Hardy, but for how long? The heat is on. The battle is at the point. Back to the line, Hardy, Christopher, Lloyd Agar, Eric Byrne, along with Brad Hydtella and Woody Pitkat.
Eric Burt, one of those drivers who runs very tough on the outside. Remember last week, he almost made the outside pass for the victory against Frank Rocco. He is holding tough against Lloyd Agor.
Teddy Christopher literally rim riding with the car, had it sideways at one point, gathered it back, and he is all over the back end of car number 7 of Willie Hardy. Hardy is very hungry for this one, but Christopher is equally as hungry. Remember, he leads the points, and like Matt pointed out, he's got no victories this season, and that's hard to believe for Teddy Christopher.
Yeah, especially since it's June 15th. Now Christopher makes that patented body shot move. It did not work.
It didn't work then. Will it work later? Meanwhile, Lloyd Agor still pressured by Brad Hydtella. Eric Byrne is still there, and Woody Pitkat sets among the top 6. Now Christopher, bonsai move to the bottom, but Willie Hardy doesn't play to the pressure. Remember what Eric Byrne said, you can only beat Ted Christopher if you don't allow him in your head. Just go racing, drive your own race, and don't be intimidated. He's got the same equipment and the same talent as you.
And Willie Hardy has proven over the years that he does not get psyched out by Ted Christopher, as those two drivers continue to be in handshaking distance.
Woody Pitkat has now moved into the 5th spot. Car number 52 is up to the top 5, forcing Lloyd Agor back to 6th. 7th is Brainerd, 8th is Malave, 9th is Gunning, and Richie Pillai sets in the 10th spot. Leader is still Willie Hardy. This time when they come to the line, 20 circuits are complete, halfway down and halfway to go.
And Hardy continues to be shadowed like gum on the bottom of his shoe by Ted Christopher. Hydtella a little sideways around the corner. We'll see if Burt can take advantage of that. Ted Christopher making a move, and once again the veto power by Willie Hardy.
Willie Hardy just doesn't want to die in this one. He has worked all week long to prepare this car, picked up a brand new sponsor, and he is definitely not going to give up the number 1 spot without a challenge. But that challenge is being applied by one of the best here at Stafford, the all-time winningest driver, Ted Christopher. all over him. Tries it low again, Matt. Down to the bottom of turn 1. Hardy slams the door. The leader can pick and choose the groove that he wants.
And Hardy might be slowing down the field because look at Brad Hightower has closed the gap between himself and Christopher.
Brad Hightower turns in a great run here tonight. He's up for a podium finish if he can maintain that third spot. 23 of the 40 laps. We've got a yellow. Kerry Malone is stopped on the bottom of the racetrack between the CarQuest Motorsports marking. So Malone will bring out a caution. This will be the second caution of the event in 23 laps, as 17 laps remain in this SK Modified feature event. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, the final shootout. 17 laps, Kerry Malone on pit road. 23 laps, the final 17.
Boy, you got to be impressed with the run tonight of Brad Hightower in car number 9. The Silver Fox has been pretty crafty. He's going to have to be because of the talent of the front row consisting of Willie Hardy and Ted Christopher.
Let's see what's going to happen off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Picture perfect textbook start. Down to the bottom of turn 1. It is still Hardy. Oh, we've got trouble. What a jingle. Down in turn number 1. Madison is involved. Johnson is involved. Owen is involved.
Frank
Rowan
Rocco.
Pennick and Frank Rocco.
Whoa. So last week's winner becomes involved in a mess.
And Shelley Perry is involved with car number 76. So we'll try it all over again. They'll quickly check the racing surface. The Super Clean safety team is now Rocco's car. He's behind the wall, but now it's in front of the wall, as his crew is anticipating his visit.
I guess it's not how you get there, it's getting there that counts. And now Stasha Butova and the boys will check out that 91 car and try to get it back out onto the speedway. We are going to check out our Diamond Vision now. Now this will take place deep in the pack. Pennick in the 16 got into Rocco in car number 91. Those two cars got tangled up.
Another look at it as they go down into turn number 1. Looked like Pennick was just not aware that Rocco was already there and making a bid for it to the bottom, and tried to bring the car down, and oops.
Yeah, exactly.
There he was.
Pennick tried to move to the bottom, and that spot was already occupied by the 91 car.
Madison down on pit road, the rookie driver who ran so strong in the beginning laps of this event. So few cars still sitting on pit road, but it looks like we're going back to green. Last time the restart was a good one.
Christopher, one of the best in restart history at Stafford, but this time the battle goes to Hardy for the time being.
Hardy does a nice job down into turn. Oh!
Raynard around.
Sure was. And Woody Pitcat. And guess what? The Johnson car has 3 wheels. It's supposed to have 4.
It used to have 4.
So we are back under yellow, and there's the Johnson car. You can see the right rear tire came right off the rim, and the right front tire is also flat on that car as well. We're not sure what happened there. Maybe on the replay we can see how that all shook out. And there's the Chuck's wrecker.
Diamond Vision time as we get to see this one again.
Okay. There's the field coming into turn number 1. Looks pretty good. And then Brainerd gets crossed up. Woody Pitcat gets sideways. Pennick gets on the binders. Stops just before the situation. But where was the 15?
The 15 will make contact with the 96, just clipping the left side of that car. As you see the 96 go around, now watch the 15 come in, and there's a contact,
yeah,
and bye-bye tire.
You're right. It looks like he cut a tire on the bumper. You can see the I-beam bumper on the 96. Let's go to Tony Sutton. Tony.
What's Teddy saying in the 13?
He says everything's good, just hanging back, seeing what we could do here.
Is he bothered by the restarts?
Excuse me?
Is he bothered by the restarts?
No, not at all. He's been around here a few times before.
You know, wouldn't you love it just one time when the guy would turn around and really say what the driver was saying over the headset?
You need about a 30-second tape delay, I think, as Ted Christopher has not won at Stafford, and I looked this up. It's almost hard to believe. His last victory was April 30th of 2006. So it's been more than a year that Christopher has won a race here at Stafford. His first race took place 21 years ago, May 23rd of 1986. But it's been more than a year since Ted Christopher has given a victory speech here at a place where he has won 81 times.
You know, we also want to mention, too, Matt, ironically, as the 15 cars being brought back to the center of the infield, that they were supposed to do a big promotion for Extra Mart, and unfortunately, both of these cars have had a real tough night tonight, both of the Extra Mart cars.
Yeah, Zach Sylvester was one of the first cars out. He did not run a lap. He'll finish 23rd tonight, and now more failures for the 15 of Johnson. But tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 at the Extra Mart in Ashford, and those cars will be there. Ticket giveaways. But right now, there's two guys at the front of the field, Ben, who aren't going to give anything away.
That's for sure. Place your bets now as they come off turn number 4. And Teddy's got a nice run this time on the outside.
He has been doing this a few times, hasn't he?
He
Nice,
sure
smooth, tormenting Willie Hardy for the lead.
The back straightaway is longer than the front straightaway. Down into turn number 3. Brand new leader by a chrome horn, but it is Willie Hardy that takes it back. Here comes Brad Hightower, and Woody Pitcat is knocking on heaven's door. Trouble, they touch.
Christopher goes around.
Woody Pitcat sneaks on by. Christopher sets to the bottom of the racetrack. Back to the line they come, and the yellow flag is back out. Caution comes out.
Now, Woody Pitcat, before that last yellow flag, was 7th. Look where he is now.
5th caution of the event comes out. There's been only one leader in 24 laps. Teddy Christopher put a bumper out in front, but not a whole car. And the last caution was for Christopher, who spun to the bottom of the racetrack for caution number 5. So this is going to change everything. But before we go forward, let's go backwards and take a look at the Diamond Vision screen.
Now we're going to see Christopher go around here. He got the lead just briefly, then he kind of lunged backwards, and that was the after effect right there.
Want to see it again. If there was contact made, let's study it again. There's Christopher to the top side, Brad Hightower to the inside. Christopher trying to keep the car down. Hightower is there. They touch. Christopher has been spun to the inside of the racetrack. And
Well, you
again,
could see the contact a little more easily on that replay between the 9 and the 13.
again, it almost appears as if he didn't realize that Brad Hightower was already there and had made the commitment. The I Done Good award of the night goes to Woody Pitcat, who missed it by a hair in getting by a spinning Ted Christopher.
Yeah, when Pitcat lunged to the outside, Hightower tried to move into that spot. And then when Christopher came back down, that's when the mess occurred.
It sure did. On pit road is Bo Gunning. He returns to the competition. Let's see if Tony, quickly before we go to green, has anything else. Tony?
That was almost a disastrous pit stop for Bo Gunning because they dropped the car when one of the crew members was still making adjustment on the shock on the right-hand side and actually got his fingers caught between the springs of the shock. They held Woody up long enough, they held Bo up long enough for him to get his hands out. I can tell you right now, the feeling in the Christopher pit is not good because a comment they made after I talked to him on the mic was, I sure hope he doesn't wreck us.
So, different men have been teamed up in row number 1, but Willie Hardy has been there all night long for 24 circuits. He's not going to give it up. We've seen that with ease. He's going for the gusto. Off turn number 4, Brad Hietala is his counterpart, and Hardy leads him. Look at Woody Pitcat, literally bumper to bumper with Brad Hietala, and don't count out the Bulldog.
Right now, the Bulldog settles into third. Hietala found that opening to tuck it in behind Willie Hardy. So a good move by Hietala to keep his turf in second place.
Sure is, and Teddy Christopher's been picking him off one at a time with Bo Gunning, but the leader is still Hardy. Look out, here comes Woody Pitcat. Winds it up in the outside lane. Meanwhile, Burnt still holding on for that third spot. Pitcat challenging there.
Right behind them is Rich Pillai, having the best year, the best ride of his SK career, running fifth. And the sparks continue to fly between Burnt and Pitcat.
Richie Pillai all over Eric Burnt that time. The rookie is showing a lot of muscle and a ton of potential.
Now Pitcat with some leverage on the outside. He has some giddy up. The lightning bolt is Woody Pitcat as he gets a half a car ahead of Burnt.
He does, but Burnt will not give up. Burnt comes back. Burnt is sideways. He corrects.
What reflexes by Eric Burnt.
And Lloyd Agor's back to the top 5. Leader still remains Willie Hardy for 28 circuits and counting. And look at Brad Hietala. He's driving like he was young and in the prime of his racing career.
This is his 25th season. He started in 1983, and right now, Willie Hardy trying to pull away from the Silver Fox. It's not been easy.
It certainly has not, but Hardy has driven his line to perfection, and he still leads them back to the line. 10 laps to go.
Quickest car on that lap by 0.2 of a second, Woody Pitcat.
Pitcat is moving in. He is third. Remember when he just was on the podium in the late models, he said he wanted to win tonight for his sponsor's wife, who's watching in the heavens above.
That is Eva Rowe, the late wife of Dave Rowe. Pitcat has made it a threesome for the lead. Now Hietala taking the shot down low, doesn't have enough juice that time to disrupt Hardy's rhythm.
Look at Woody Pitcat. Jimmy Fuller has that car running on rails tonight. He has him to the high side and the low side of the racetrack. We haven't seen anybody run like that in quite some time.
But Pitcat still is hanging out in third. Hietala, the man in the middle of two tough veterans, Hardy and Pitcat.
Trouble, Eric Burnt goes around. Nice job of bringing the car down out of harm's way. But the caution comes out. Caution number 6. On lap 33, 7 laps to go.
A caution that Hardy did not want to see, and one that Woody Pitcat is pretty happy about. This might be the opportunity that Pitcat needed to maybe to try pull one off here, as we will check out the Diamond Vision and see exactly what happened to Eric Burnt. There he is to the left of your screen. Contact with the 22, sending him around.
The best part of that move for Eric Burnt is the fact that he still kept the car going backwards, because he would have got tagged. The front end of the car would have gotten tagged, but he was smart enough to push the clutch in and just let the car roll back just in the nick of time.
He's made 2 of the greatest moves in the last 4 laps. That save coming off of turn number 4, and that one to limit the damage. Could have been a lot worse.
Well, we are receiving some information from the NASCAR officials, and that information is that the black flag for overaggression on the racetrack has been given to car number 22 for Lloyd Agor. And Keith Rocco has been in and out of the pits several times tonight, right from the start of this event.
Before the start of the event.
Yeah, something went awry on that race car.
Before that yellow flag came out, he was 19th.
And that car is usually one of the quickest cars in the house, too, by the way. Well, we're going to look at it one more time. And then you can see Lloyd Agor literally rode up on the Nerf bar, the left rub rail, and now Lloyd Agor is coming down on pit road.
But a pretty good piece of damage control once again by Eric Byrne. As while Agor goes on pit road, we double up the field, which means the next time they come around, they'll be playing for keeps. And our SK Modified division, you know, Willie Hardy has led every lap.
That's right.
But it hasn't been a red carpet ride, hasn't it?
No.
We've seen Christopher after him. Now Hightower, and the man I think he might fear the most is Woody Pitcat in car number 52, because if Hightower doesn't get off to a great start on the outside, that could open the door for the 52.
Currently on the racetrack, by the way, Ted Christopher is back up to the 7th spot. So Christopher is up to the 7th spot. So let's see what's going to happen as we're about ready to go to green once again.
And he's on the inside with 7 laps to go. You cannot count out the 13.
That's right. Frank Rocco just in front of him. And Willie Hardy again looks racy. And now Woody Pitcat puts that bumper, that neon yellow bumper, glued to the back end of Willie Hardy, and Christopher is back in the top 5.
Trouble for Rocco. He goes around. Frank Rocco
gets it fired back up. Lloyd Agor still spinning. Everybody's moving in forward motion. And Lloyd Agor is going to stop at the edge of the racetrack. And now he gets it fired back up. And we've got a challenge for the lead. Pitcat goes to the outside of Hardy. Off the turn, they come down to the stripe. It's still Hardy. But Pitcat with a ton of steam in the outside lane. Door handle to door handle off the turn. This is why the Whelen Modified Tour team of the Hills have decided to put Pitcat behind the wheel of their race car. He is a fighter as they come back to the line, but Hardy just won't give up.
They're cheering in Stafford and they're cheering in North Carolina as Pitcat and Hardy in a great classic duel, and Hightower wants to be a part of it in car number 9, yellow out.
Caution is out. It is Bo Gunning who's in trouble to the top side of turn 2. Excessive amount of steam and smoke coming from the car, and Madison is also involved. But look at the Gunning car in the Diamond Vision. You'll see it has some heavy damage done to that car.
Wow, some more suspense. The right side is heavily pancaked for the 84 of Bo Gunning. And here's a man who really can't afford to have anything go drastically wrong with that car. Bo won victory this year.
And it looks like there is an excessive amount of damage. He hit hard. When you look at the Diamond Vision screen, you can see that. But there's the man who has led the majority of tonight's event with a never say die attitude, and that is Willie Hardy, who just didn't give up a week ago. Let's go to Tony Sutton. Tony?
Well, a few laps ago, I think 2 yellow flags ago, Bo Gunning came in and they had some pretty serious adjustments on the rear suspension of the car, because Bo said to his crew chief that he could not keep the rear of the car. It was so loose, he couldn't keep it pointed in the right direction. So they made some really serious adjustments to the shock absorbers in the back of the 84 car in order to get that car to stick to the ground. They obviously got that done, but it wasn't done enough because Bo got up into the wall.
You know, it's really interesting, Tony, though. As hard as that car went into the wall, you look at the back end, the rear bumper is swayed over about 1.5 feet, that he was able to drive the car away. And that's pretty ironic after a hit of that nature.
Well, a lot happened, and a lot happened to the 91 of Frank Rocco, as we are going to check out what happened to the 91 on our Diamond Vision. There is Christopher in the 13, Rocco right in front of him to the left of your screen. And it looked like there might have been contact between Rocco and the car on the outside. We will see it there. Did he and the 9 of Hightower come together?
Looks like there possibly was some contact there.
We might be able to see from this angle. Rocco to the right of the Diamond Vision. He closes in on Hightower, and he gets nudged to the bottom of the track.
Ted Christopher did a good job of getting on the binders and letting the car just free up just a bit. So let's set the field for you. There are 4 circuits remaining in this event for 36 laps, the majority of this race. 1 car has been a dominant factor. Has it been easy? No way. Willie Hardy with car number 7. Running in second, the 52 car of Woody Pitcat. Third, Brad Hietala. He's hung around with the big dogs all day, and he's not ready yet to give up in this dogfight battle. 4th spot, Teddy Christopher, who spun and came back. He is 1 shy of a podium finish. That's not good enough for Christopher. He wants the whole pie. And then a great run for Richie Pillai Jr. with car number 2. Todd Owen is back in the hunt. So is Malave, and Kurt Brainerd has been among the top 10 cars. Gary Malone down on pit road looking to return to the competition. So for the final 4, Matt, we're not talking about basketball here. We're talking about flat-out racing.
You know, Rich Pillai's best finish so far this season has been 11th, which he has done twice. So he has an opportunity tonight to get the first top 10 finish of his career, and it might even turn out to be a top 5.
That's right. This kid's got a ton of talent. He's very, very aggressive, but very capable. Let's see what's going to happen as they come off turn number 4. And I don't think that one's going to work, but I've been wrong before.
Well, Pitcat has the lead, but the yellow comes out,
Yep.
as you had anticipated.
Yep. So they'll try it all over again. 2 of the good old boys from Stafford. Willie Hardy on the inside. Woody Pitcat, who broke the media with some news that he's going to be on the Wheel and Modified Tour next Thursday night at Thompson. The Hillbilly Racing Team car.
This time it's Hardy out in front, but once again, the yellow flag nullifies that restart. And we go to Chapter 3. You know, Pitcat, I think, realizes, Ben, his best opportunity to win this race is on this restart. If he could get the jump on Hardy, Hardy realizes it too. So cat and mouse at 110 miles an hour.
Well, you know, Willie Hardy is somebody who just doesn't know the meaning of quitting, and you can say the same thing for Woody Pitcat. But for Hardy, financially, you know, this team needs this victory. It needs it from a moral situation as well as a financial situation. So he knows that. All the pressure is on him. Woody Pitcat would like nothing better than to call Roger and David Hill and say, I won Friday night at Stafford. Add that to the resume I sent to you on Monday.
Few drivers know this track better, however, than Willie Hardy.
That's right.
He has been racing here for a long time, and if anybody knows how to get a bite coming off the 4th corner on a restart, Hardy knows.
And so doesn't Teddy Christopher, who's right behind Woody Pitcat, by the way. Off turn number 4.
This time they are even, heading into the 1st corner.
Picture perfect. Woody Pitcat by the yellow horn. Here comes Christopher. Pushes Hardy. Pitcat stuck in the outside lane. They say it's the toughest way around the half mile here.
But we've seen Pitcat win from the outside before. Can he do it tonight? Once again, he pulls even. Christopher going down low. 3 cars battling for the lead.
But it is Pitcat, who is sideways almost as they come off the turn.
Turn 3.
Down to the line. 2 laps to go. Everybody fires back up. We're still under green. It is still Hardy, still your leader. Pitcat still in the dogfight battle. There's Christopher. There's Hietala.
Any one of 5 cars can win it on the final lap.
Todd Owen is still on top of this one as well. But Willie Hardy is slingshot back into the number 1 spot. Pitcat holds off Teddy Christopher. Lapped automobile to the bottom. It's Kerry Malone.
Contact between Hardy and
Here
Pitcat.
comes Pitcat. Down to the line. Pitcat has done it. Christopher for 2nd and Willie Hardy to finish in 3rd. Well, he said in the winner's circle in the late models that he had to win this one for someone special who was watching in the heavens, and it almost appeared to be something out of a storybook. as on the final circuit of the final turn, it was Woody Pitkat. And that wish of securing a victory for the Rowe family becomes reality in turn 4.
It was in 2003. Woody Pitkat did not have a late model ride. Eva Rowe was a person who gave Woody that late model ride. And then a couple years later, when he lost his SK ride, it was her husband, Dave Rowe, who gave him the 52 ride. So it'll be pretty sentimental in Victory Lane as we saw Woody almost break down in his late model speech. And maybe we will see the same thing tonight. Second win of the year for Woody Pitkat. And I think a lot of the credit has to go, Ben, to his crew chief, Jimmy Fuller, for setting that car up to be tough on the outside.
It sure does, and it was tough on the outside. If anybody ever said that there was no outside groove this season, well, they were wrong, because Woody Pitkat just proved that. But don't take anything away from Ted Christopher, who came back to finish second. But the unbelievable run, and it is the talk about the highs and lows of this business, has to be Willie Hardy with car number 7. He led more laps than anyone else in the field. He never gave up right to the end. And, you know, it's the classic story of sometimes in auto racing, it's not over with till you cross the line and the song of success is sung in the winner's circle. He'll be getting out of the automobile. Remember, next week he moves to the Wheel and Modified Tour, driving one of the top cars for the top teams, the 79, the Hillbilly Racing Team. For the family involved with that race car, Roger Hill and David Hill. But right now, there's a lot to celebrate. Let's go to Tony Sutton.
Woody Pitkat's out of the car. The crew shouting encouragement. Well, the sentiment is going both ways, Woody. But I'll tell you what, you made some predictions earlier, and you made them come through.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if he lifted for the lap car or what. I mean, he was blocking the bottom. I got to the outside of him. I ran him on the outside as best as I could. And he was driving me up, and I'm like, dude, I'm on the outside, just give me the room. And then finally there at the end, I just got a good run. And I don't know if he lifted for the lap car or what, but I got into him a little bit, and hey, at least he didn't get wrecked. So he finished, and we finished, and here we are.
And truly, here you are, winner of the SK feature. And starting a new chapter of your life next week. A lot of things going on in your life.
Yeah, I got a great opportunity with Sandra Hill and David Hill to run their car, and it's a dream come true. I can't wait. I wanted to win bad here for Jimmy Fuller, and I mean, our car's been fast every week. We just haven't had the luck. And I just got to thank everybody. David Rowe. It's Eva's birthday tonight. She was the one that started, sponsoring me, and God bless her. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. And TSI Harley Davidson. Everybody that's on the car, ROMs, all the little stuff, awesome power by Billy the Kid, the crew, everybody, the list goes on and on. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here, but it's just great.
Woody, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, now we've seen the winner in Victory Lane. Now let's relive the excitement as we're going to take a look at the Diamond Vision screen, and Matt, we're going to call it all over again. Car number 7, Willie Hardy, is the leader. 52, Ted Christopher, your third place car, the 13. Woody Pitkat makes a challenge to the inside. There is contact. Woody gets away. Teddy Christopher moves into second. And Willie Hardy ends up finishing third.
We'll see it from a third angle. The 7 out in front. Here comes Pitkat diving down low. The contact, the bobble by the 7 car. He is able to correct it, but by the time he does, he has to settle for third. Let's go to Tony. He has got our second place finisher, Ted Christopher.
Well, Ted, as I started to say just a moment ago, coming back to finish second after that spin earlier is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I got to get paid for the cars I pass to make more money that way. But, yeah, the car's really going good. Just one more spot short again, but we'll get it. It gets better and better every week, Sometimes the fastest car doesn't always win.
Well, I'll tell you what, the car was extremely fast tonight, and it seemed to come on really, really strong once you got a little bit of running room and you were able to get on the throttle.
Yeah, we work at it every week, the guys, and, I want to thank Bassel Brothers, Eagle Fence, Slick, and everybody else that helps us to get here each week. Thank you.
Ted, congratulations on second.
Thanks.
Well, Teddy Christopher, the man that finished in second, and now the man that led more laps than anyone else in the race, the man who finished in the third spot, Willie Hardy, and the fans are yelling and cheering in the background. Tony, let's go to Willie Hardy.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say after leading all those laps to have us finish up like this, and it's got to be gut-wrenching.
Yeah, it's actually pretty sad. We had a hell of a clean race going with everybody out there, and last lap car in the bottom. I guess that's a hell of a way to win. Congratulations to the guy that did that. He did an awesome job. But Teddy did an excellent job. Teddy and I ran clean all night. Everybody else ran really, really clean till that other car over there. But anyway, brand new car tonight. Awesome job. First night with this race car. This Cliff Nelson Motorsports Arbitel Convenience Store Personal Touch Landscaping car will be back here next week, and we'll be up there. And maybe he'll be behind me next week.
Well, congratulations on third, man.
Thank you.
Don't be at all ashamed of that because you drove a whale of a race.
No, my guys did a great job this week in the shop. That car last week was a throwaway, and we don't have much testing time in this car, but now we do. We'll get them next week. Thank you.
Willie Hardy heads back to his car. We are scheduled to have one more look on the Diamond Vision of exactly how this was decided. As Willie Hardy led for 39 laps, but this is what happened on lap number 40. The move to the bottom by Pitcat, the contact, and the result. Hardy goes from first to third, and Woody Pitcat goes to the winner's circle. From a second angle, Pitcat on the right, Hardy on the left, the nudge, the wiggle, and the win for Pitcat. So that's Woody Pitcat winning tonight in the SK Modifieds. We'll be back with our limited late model feature after this.